This is from Senator Bernie Sanders. The Gang of Six plan reduces the top marginal income tax rate for the wealthiest Americans and the most profitable corporations from 35% down to 23%, and for rich individuals from 36% down to 29%. Instead of reforming the alternative minimum tax, that's a tax for people who are, upper middle class, a couple $100,000 of income, although it's crept down because of bracket creep over the years. But it's basically an upper middle class tax for people who have, slick CPAs and end up owing no income taxes. And so they said, well, you got to pay something. There's an alternative minimum tax. Instead of reforming that to just for bracket creep, they just do away with it. So a big tax break for people earning $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year. All of the reduction of the deficit will produce a $1.5 trillion tax cut for the wealthiest Americans and the most profitable corporations. And this is a summary, by the way, provided to me by Senator Bernie Sanders, who's a guest on our program in the first hour of our show every Friday, taking calls for a full hour from our viewers and listeners. And he writes, in other words, 100% of the deficit reduction is achieved by the Gang of Six plan is through spending cuts to Medicare, Medicaid, education, child care, Head Start, LIHEAP, that's the Low-Income Housing or Heating Assistance Program, the environment, and other programs that the sick, the elderly, children, and working families need. Any tax revenue that is made by closing tax loopholes has to go to cutting tax rates. So it has to go to tax cuts, which is insane. Revenue raisers cannot be used to increase spending at all. Revenue raisers can only be used to lower tax rates or reduce the deficit. It imposes undefined spending caps, at least until 2015, that could only be raised by 67 votes in the Senate, by a supermajority in the Senate. Even though Social Security recipients have not gotten a cost of living increase in the last 2 years, it goes to this chain CPI formula where over time it's going to take about $1,000 a year out of the Social Security checks of senior citizens. Under this plan, under the Gang of Six plan, 10 years from now, the typical 75-year-old will see their Social Security benefits cut by $560 a year. The average 85-year-old will see a cut of $1,000 a year. The Medicare cuts, it cuts Medicare by $298 billion over 10 years. And Social Security is going to have to be reformed. And it's completely undefined what that means, but it has to happen. This is a terrible deal. But the polling inside the White House indicates that independents like it, so the president's throwing his weight behind it. I think that's so wrong.